Well, hello everybody. I'm here with Bob Greeley. Bob is recently retired from Chaska Public Schools, where
Actually,
he was,
Shakopee.
excuse me, sorry, the Shakopee Public Schools, where he was community education director. Bob, you're here with us this morning as I pay tribute to the folks who have raised the pitch of excitement. And you did your part a couple years ago when you released what I refer to as the Greeley Top 100 Ballparks in Minnesota.
Right.
So first, talk a little bit about what inspired you to even consider creating this.
It's something that I've always had, in me, I guess, and I would go to communities across Minnesota, for whatever reason it was, be a wedding or a funeral or go visit friends. I'd stop at ballparks, on the way to and from or in that community. And just something that I had in me, I guess, as a kid being brought up on a farm in central Minnesota, my hometown of Kimball. And I did the scoreboard for the town team there back in the 60s, believe it or not. I'm an old guy, 64 years old, coming up here later this month. And I just always had it in my DNA, I guess.
Yeah. Bob, you looked at lots of parks, obviously. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you looked for in a park that you think elevated its position in your rank?
Well, I guess my big thing is TLC, tender loving care, how they take care of the site, the whole site, and the setting itself, and how inviting it is, and but the TLC thing is probably a big thing, how they take care of the field and everything around it, that they care, and you immediately you pick up on that in the first 5 seconds you drive up to the ballpark, if they're taking care of it or not, and it's like, okay, so I have my checklist of about 30-35 items that I look at in every ballpark, and I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and of course, as we say, everybody has their opinion, and you are one opinion.
That's right.
My guess is that over time, some people have come to you and said, "Well, I'm not real happy about how you ranked our park." Do you have a couple that you can tell us about?
Yeah, well, you get it on Twitter a lot because I have the Twitter account, and that's fine. If you got to be a former boss of mine, superintendent of schools in Shakopee, John Bob Greeley, said, put your big boy pants on because you're going to be on Twitter, social media. You got to be able to take the criticism, or not so much a criticism, but hey, what about us? I think that's great because that means they own it, and they care, and everybody has an opinion. It's a free country, and I think it's fantastic. But there's a lot of great ballparks in Minnesota. They're just fantastic.
Now you have ranked, I believe you ranked Chaska. Is it number 8?
Number 8. Yeah.
Number 8. Obviously, this is a wonderful facility, a storied history, and I'm sure that came into it. But talk about the top 2 parks. Who's the number 2 park in the Greeley one?
Well, before we get into that, the top 10, top 20 could be number 1.
Interchangeable.
Really. No, number 1 is Delano, but number 2 is Meansville. 3 is Dassel, 4 is Jordan, 5 is Shakopee, and I can go right down the list. 6 is Cold Spring, 7 is New Ulm, 8 is Chaska here at Athletic Park, 9 is Dundas, and 10 is Chanhassen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're all interchangeable. Meansville's just got it. It's got the Field of Dreams. It's got the cornfield. It's got the grandstand, multiple seating venues. You walk up to it. It's kind of like, yes. The playing surface, fantastic. Dugouts, they just take care of it. As far as Delano, I go back to the state tournament there, 75.
Oh, wow.
And the improvements they've made over the years, and they upped it again, and they hosted in 2019.
And they will be the host in 2023, the 100th anniversary. Right?
Their 100th anniversary NBA state tournament host with Dassel, Litchfield, and Delano, and it's just an absolutely fantastic venue. Believe it or not, they used to play football in that field.
Is that right? Wow.
And I went to games as a kid there when they played football in the fall. But what they've added there and what they've done, Chaska's added the brick wall, the Chaska brick. They did that recently. Playing surface, is just the last month. It's like, oh my God,
it popped.
It's really good. But they're all the top 10, top 20. The Bird Islands of the world, the Green Islands of the world. Cannon Falls of the world, they're just all fantastic ballparks.
So just one last question, Bob. You did the top 100. I remember it came out just prior to Christmas 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So have you thoughts about doing another one, a top 100 times 2?
We'll do an update. Well, basically what I do, my birth date is September 17th, and that's 100 days from September 17th to Christmas, and that's why I started on that date. Okay. So 100, and there were some ties, but the next one will be no ties. There'll be 1 through 100. There'll be some additions and there'll be some deletions probably. If there's going to be some changes, yeah, there's going to be some changes. When am I going to do it? Don't know. Probably not in 2021. So we'll see, because I'm only going to get to about 100 ballparks this summer.
Yeah. Well, Bob, thank you very much for
Yes.
being with us today. And I know that your Twitter handle gets a lot of activity, and not all of it is positive. Some of it
That's
is just
okay.
criticism. But like your boss said, you got to have thick skin.
That's right.
Thanks, Bob.
Yep. Thank you, Denny.